We are family. Okay, come on then. Without further ado, the lovely Patrick Gamble and Greg Smith, everyone. People go on TV, on their way. I don't even know what's battery to go, so it's progress. Do you want the walk around? Yes, you do. He will, because he'll do this.
What are you doing, Patrick? He's going to start doing skipping on stage. Oh, now he's dropped his cards. Right. Shall I start? Why are you doing this? He's going to say pick a card, any card. Right, hello, my name's Greg. What I'm here to do is to start the Guinness Book of Records version of musical chairs. So if you want to stand up. No, I'm joking. It's just to check if you're awake. So yeah, I'm going to do some leadership whilst Patrick does his finger picking. And then we're going to, Patrick's going to do a bit of talk after that, explain where his picture's going to go. But before that, I'm going to hand it over to Patrick to kind of do his little talk. And I'm going to sit over here.
Cheers, thank you, Greg. Good evening, everyone. So I thought I'd just give a little bit about how I work, because there's a lot of new people that don't know. Most of my life I've been an atheist, an unbeliever. I'm a builder by trade, and that's what I've done for a lot of my life, actually. So I was never into this, never in any way, shape or form. And I kind of fell into it in a way where I was working on a building. So my life was good. This is the thing, when Spirit came into my life, I was in a very blissful place. In my past, whenever my life wasn't, I didn't think there was anything. So Spirit came to me when my life was really good. And I guess when it came to me, I didn't really want it. I didn't need it, I didn't have any understanding of it. And it came to me in the form of paint. And working on a building site in Cornwall, a chap was moving away and he brought some stuff in for his mate, which wasn't me, and his mate just left it behind, and it ended up coming my way. So I guess it's really kind of meant for me, it just kind of went the wrong way. And I just took it on and stuck it in the garage. And then months went by, I came to the garage, came to this box, emptied it out, and there were just 3 tubes of paint. But it isn't the power of thought. Because a thought came into my head just to do a silly picture. And I thought I'd just squeeze the paint out, and I was home alone, so it's kind of like just having do this picture, stick it on the wall. Actually, I ended up painting a man's face. And it meant nothing to me except it was the man's face. My ex-wife came on, and she said, "You painted that?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Who is it?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know who it is." And I didn't really know there was going to be any more. But things changed. I started to have these vivid dreams. I started to see colour, energy, shadows, flickers. It's like things started to just move me, but I couldn't understand it. And it went on until I started to see images. I ended up going to a spiritualist church, which I felt really out of place. And I thought, I was sat in the spiritualist church thinking, oh my God, I hope none of my workmates actually see me in here, because it just wasn't me. But one thing led to another. I started to paint, and I painted a series of. I painted for 3 months, and I had these large canvases, and I didn't even know what to buy when I went to the shop, because I had dreams of being an artist and waking up. I was actually a builder. I wasn't an artist, but it kind of like it brought me into this. And that first painting was actually a spirit going. But I didn't know what spirit going was. And when you go back, say, nearly 30 years ago, because that's when I started, there was this element about guides. And I guess there was this other element about proof of life after death, and I was pagan family. But I had a guide come through, and I didn't know anything of it. And then my life took a dip, one of those things where your life crashes. And it was a really bad time in my life. And then another guy came in. And that guy, gosh, I can still remember meeting him. It was like it's like it touched me, it done something. And I kind of knew things were going to change. So, when I paint family, which is like our worldly family, and I paint guides, which are like your soul family. The family can guide us, don't get me wrong, but spirit guides are linked to your soul energy. They're an essence of who you are. Because I guess when I came into this, because I was like logically minded and a builder and being introduced to spirit, one thing I kind of thought, if I want to have any help, I need it here. Because this is where I live. So my readings evolved. They went down, I guess it's kind of labelled the psychic, but psychic's not always the best word to use, but if you look it up, it does mean soul. It means thought. There's quite a worldly aspect to that. So the readings took me down a place of, I guess, passing on things that relate to this world, here where we live, where a medium connects with loved ones and brings those messages. Around my works took me down a road of direction, understanding. It's like that. I like to see that a reading is empowering. It empowers to make a decision. It also, the way we think and tick, it's all part of that reading in a way. It may just give confirmation, because it's confirming something that we may wish to do. It's kind of like, and guides are here, I've been taught that your guides are your best mates, they're your buddies. And, we call them in to assist. They're not here to live our life, but they're here to assist us. And so I get mine to work. I have days where I really kind of come on, you will. Brilliant. So I work with oils. There's other paints that I do work with, but oils is the only one for working in this way. So, and again, everyone carries an abundance of energy. Really, you all carry so much. There's constant energy. So we could say family is constant. But there's your main guides, your doorkeepers. They're there. If someone comes back for a second picture, I don't really want to take the same one. I want things to move. Because life is about movement. Life is about stepping outside of life. Even to come up here, it's stepping outside the comfort zone. I've got to trust when I sit down there, I'm a link in the chain. That's what I am. It's easier for me to get plans and get a mixer here with some cement and sand and build a house than it is to sit here. Because we're entering in, I can build a house. I can build it just by myself if I have to. But sitting there is something else. And it's kind of like so for yourself, it's kind of like I look up and I paint because it's raising the energy. And there's a lot of energy in this room, obviously, but I get shown where to go. But I have to take it, I have to physically see it to paint it. As you go, well, that's really easy, but it fluctuates, it moves, it's energy. Some spirit you see are really, really solid. And that is easier. But when they're fluctuating, if it's delicate, it's just how it is. It may be trying to show something. I don't hear, I rarely get names. A painting is like a key to that spirit. And it's always intrigues me who comes through, whether they're old, whether they're young. Because it all carry. For me, it's the visual. I've come to learn that I am an image person. Maybe that's why I do what I do, because it's the image we work with. It's a bit like even, I've come to learn the power of a vision. We think of, the wizards and the goddesses and the witches. We think of them, but to work with a vision, to work with an image, is a very powerful thing indeed. So I use it a lot to hold my positive energy. I hold it a lot to change the challenges in my life. So if I don't hold that positive image, I'm going to get entwined in a negative challenge. And if we get entwined in a negative challenge, we are actually feeding, because a thought is not energy. A thought is a living element. But there are two different lines of thoughts. We can think very worldly, but there's also the spiritual side, the intuitive side, that comes into play. So the guy that I work with for this, his name is John. John was born in London in the 1800s, and I had this information given me time and time again from different mediums. When I came to this, I was talking to someone one day, strange things happened. Where I lived in Cornwall, there was a knock on, once I lived on the edge of the moor, and there was a knock on the door in the middle of the night, and I went down. This was one of the Cornish house, you kind of lived up top and slept in the bottom, and there was that old Indian. I was talking to someone standing there, a true Opi Indian that's travelled the world. And I thought he came with a little bag on his side, and he had a long, which I thought was a peace pipe in that bag. I thought, peace pipe. But actually, it was, I believe you might call it a bobbin for weaving. The stick they threw through, because they're very known for their weaving. And the chief had gave him this bobbin, which is about this long, and he was carrying that around the world for people to put a prayer into. And he turned up at my house for me to put a prayer in this piece of wood. And he didn't want nothing to eat. He was real. He was real. And I had trouble understanding it a little bit. I can remember that, but you might have trouble understanding me a little bit. But it's kind of, but he travelled the world. And whatever country he went to, there was a fire. And they'd done the 4 directions. And whenever the fire was lit, there was a bird of prey in the sky. And he was showing me the fire, that they took photographs, and the bird of prey, and all these elements come on. And I don't know how he came to visit me, because every fire that he lit, he collected ash. Oh yeah, we talked about it. It just came to me when we were talking about it. He brought this bag of ash that he collected from every fire. And he said that I must mix it in my paint and work with that. And he went. And I had a number of these situations that happened that was just the middle of winter. I had a gallery up on the edge of the moor. In the middle of winter, a car pulled up, and this guru got out. All he had on was tiny little sandals, and whatever you call it, an orange thing wrapped around him. It was winter, and he come to bless my gallery. Strange things were happening. And I've come to learn to go with the flow. I've come to learn that things do happen along my way, along my life. Even I would never ever thought in my life that I would be doing what I do. Never ever. And it's kind of like yourself. The energy of each and every one of you is so big that most of you don't work. I meet a lot of people, I meet a lot of people that have their energy wrapped up in an hanky in their pocket. is a coping strategy. It's a bit like this. But your energy should be out there. If you want to explore that avenue, next coffee shop you go to, fill it with your energy. Release it. It's like a shining light. Promote, promote, promote. But a lot of us retrieve it. It's a bit of a coping thing. When we're not feeling great, we're not feeling energy. When energy dips, emotions go up. Immune system drops. Coping strategy drops. How many of you take time to pull energy? We need to take more time to pull the energy for yourself, for your own being. We run on reserve. We don't know why our energy it drops away. We give it away unconsciously. We're not even aware of energy flow. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. And